Hello all and welcome to another episode of Trade of the Week. I know I haven't released a video in about 2 or 3 weeks, but just been renovating the house, getting it redecorated, putting up new furniture. Yeah, you can imagine how long that is. So I haven't been actually trading as much either. I've been kind of focusing more on my longer term trades. Also looking into stocks, been learning more about stocks a lot now. Kind of invested into a few already, which I will go through during this video. Um, and just kind of looking more longer term. I do love intraday trading. It is what everything I do know and love. And obviously, swing trading is one of my things as well. So, getting into stocks using the same methodologies that we use is perfect. Okay. And this is why I love the way we trade because we can literally apply everything we know into any chart that has an algorithm because we know these charts are algorithm built. Okay, so any chart that has an algorithm is going to be the same concept. It doesn't matter what you're trading, which is why we can literally trade apple juice, orange juice, Coca-Cola, Amazon. We could trade anything we want. As far as the algorithm, we'll see the same patterns, we'll see the same things all over again and again and again, time after time. So obviously, you guys know my love is gold. So with gold, we was expecting to buy from a higher level in regards to this because we have seasonality plays that we've seen happen for the last 11 years or so. Okay, we've seen it happen time and time again, and I probably should have pulled out the picture to show you, but maybe I'll do that at the end of the session. Okay, so we have seasonality plays that we've seen for the last 10 years. Okay, so we was looking at this level here in and around 1820/1810 to potentially buy up to go long term, and my target is this 2100 quarter point through here. So we was looking into potentially buying from there. As you can see, prices clearly came lower. Okay, so my next target to potentially do this would be on a weekly, where we could see if we could potentially get into around 730, 1730, sorry, or maybe even 1720, something around there. See if we can actually do the seasonality moves that usually tends to happen this time of the year for the last 10 years. If we could make it 11 years, that'd be perfect. But I am quite heavily bearish on this. I've been saying it for some time, which is why I've been catching more sells than I've been catching buys in and around these areas for gold. And I should have just actually held when I caught a sell in and around this area to just take it all the way down if we could go there. Because as much as I want the seasonality to happen, just looking at pure price action in regards to market structure and everything else, I mean, we've broken an all-time high, which is a break of structure. So at some point we expect a pullback. So just understanding just that basic information of Forex or trading, I would like a pullback. Okay, but I've seen what's happened for the last 10 years in regards to seasonality. So I do still have some biases on some buys. So if it was going to happen, then I'll be interested, but potentially buying from 1730. That would be my level. That would be my level potentially if I'm going to look long term. Because I mean, gold is definitely still a valuable asset. A lot of people are saying Bitcoin is replacing it, but I mean, that's another conversation for another time. But if it does break past this weekly level, I am very bearish. I've been very bearish for a long time, but just understanding price action, seeing exactly what we want, then 1730 could be the level that takes us to our new highs, at least 2100 and above. Okay, why 2100? I mean, we know we've got external liquidity through here. The next target point, which is a whole number, will be 2100. So simple basic thing on gold there. Another thing I've been looking at a lot has been platinum as well. Okay, platinum has definitely got my interest. I wonder if I've got the print screen of it here. Yep, platinum. Okay, very undercover pair that people don't mostly talk about because obviously gold and silver get the limelight. Okay, but platinum has been creeping up for a long time. Been watching it slowly and just kind of taking trades here and there. But I was like, you know what? Let me actually mark this up on a monthly and see how long we could take this trade up. Because if gold is gonna do that thing, then we could expect platinum to potentially follow as well. And if you've been looking at some economical news, then you understand why platinum is doing well. Again, that's a topic for another conversation or another conversation for another time. But platinum, don't sleep on it. So I mean, getting in and out. Currently in a buy right now, and I'm just thinking, can we potentially head up into this IPA area or even head up to previous area point of interest? So it could go one or two ways. We could just keep going up, or we could potentially come back down, full pullback, secondary test, and then go from there. So platinum is definitely one I'm keeping an eye on. And yeah, I am sharing more of my trade ideas because I know I haven't posted a video in about 2 3 weeks. So why not? Okay, so platinum is definitely one to keep an eye on that I'm currently keeping an eye on. That could be a long term nice investment, either if you do it on a stock account or doing it through Forex. Either way, we know that could be a nice long-term move. Okay. And understanding this move is similar to what happened to silver. Okay. Silver done this exact same thing not too long ago. Okay. Silver done this exact same thing again in March. We get that spring. Okay. So if we're going to the monthly, it might show it clearly. Okay. That same move. But the only difference is this happened in March COVID. Again, if you understand time and price, then you already know everything happened in COVID. So, I mean, if you look at US 30, you look at DAX 30, like everything, GBP, USD, Euro USD, just look in March on a monthly and understand where price went, and it tells you the rest you need to know. Okay, so again, March, boom, and then we head up. The only difference is platinum hasn't quite done that as of yet. Okay, it done this again. Think about the date, March, but it didn't make that move that silver did. So I'm just thinking if silver's done it there, I mean, as above, so below, has done what it needs to do below. Kind of done what it needs to do above. So maybe you might get a pullback now. So I'll be looking into potentially, I mean, I'm holding on to a buy for now, a smaller time frame entry and a very slow risk stop loss. But I'll be interested to see if it pulls back into this area again, and then we get that secondary test and we shift up either to this IPO or this area here. So platinum is a very interesting one as well to keep an eye on. And like I said, I've been looking a lot more into stocks as well. Okay, so General Electric, let me say correctly, is another one I've been kind of dabbling here and there. Okay, but long-term targets, I'm just like, yeah, 100% we should hit that IPA, maybe hit $28.34. Okay, and then potentially drop to take out liquidity. And then from there, maybe head up into $37 or potentially even higher. But for General Electric, I've put some money towards that, holding long term. So another interesting one. Okay, one of my clients actually told me about this one. Okay, which was very interesting because I didn't know as many people trade stocks that were in my circle. So one of my clients actually kind of told me about this, and I was like, wow, that's a very interesting one. Done some analysis, and was like, bro, this is this is definitely looking good. So General Electric, definitely another one to keep an eye on. Okay, and then what have we got next? Okay, so again, Riot. A lot of people expecting Bitcoin to break past 20K. Okay, to go to, some people even said 50K, 100K. I mean, it's definitely going to happen in the future, but for now, in the next couple of years, I don't know. I don't think so. I do expect another shorting or halving at the level we are now. Could be wrong, but from what we've seen before and understanding how the media get involved, and like I always say, if the media says it, do the opposite. If the media tells you to buy, you sell. If the media tells you to sell, you buy. Do the opposite of what the media does. Just think about who runs the media. Okay, so again, you could do your own research on these things, but from what I understand, what I've learned, and how money's moved around in these markets, observe the masses and do the opposite is my motto. Okay, so I'm keeping a very close eye on Bitcoin, just doing exactly what I kind of wanted to do at this point after all the speculation and news and everyone's telling everyone to get in. It's like, yeah, it's very, very sketchy. Okay, so in regards to Riot, so that was on a 3-month time frame. I was just thinking, where could we potentially head to? And I mean, very ambitious level, as you can see there, right at the top. So $1,436 per share would be very interesting. Okay, and then I've got on a smaller time frame just to see how I could potentially execute this, because I can see it's already wiped liquidity below, and then right above, I'm just thinking, yeah, man, there's so many targets above that we could potentially take. So I'm just again wondering if we could get a pullback to maybe $4. If we could around that area, that would be literally the perfect entry, and that would be one to hold very long term. Because again, if we expect Bitcoin to do so well, we need Riot to do well. We need all the blockchain technologies to be basically level on par to do well at the same time. So again, a very interesting space to watch. A very interesting space to watch. And I know most of you watching this video right now just thinking, where's all the Forex pairs? Where's GBP USD? But there's not much happening in those pairs. I mean, we'll go over it after, but there's not much happening in those pairs at all, which is why I've not been interested. I mean, still holding some trades from there, but again, not much is going on until we finally get a big bias on DXY. I mean, I've had it for some time, but it's just taken forever to happen. So I'm still not sure what's going on with this Trump thing, him trying to still be in office. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't done any research in regards to that for a long time. But I can tell you one thing, just based off this, okay, just based off this, when it loads up. Just based off this alone, the dollar is literally dying. Okay, I mean, there's other fundamental reasons behind it, but just based off this, we know the dollar's dying. This is basically telling us how much money they've been printing during the years. And you notice, okay, it's been a steady increase since 2008, again, since the last market crash, coincidentally. Okay, and last market crash, they printed a lot of money. Why do you think that is? Stimulus packages, helping people, bailing out banks, bailing out this business. They print a lot of money. And then guess when it happens again? Okay, guess when it happens again? Okay, again, since March, February, March. Okay, again, just look at these times. Every time I tell you anything about time and price, just look at the times it's happening. Okay, boom, print a lot of money. About 23% of the dollars in circulation in the world right now have been printed in 2020. That's a scary stat. And obviously, if they keep printing more, it simply means the dollar's not worth anything. Okay, so understanding these little things, you can start to understand why we look at things in a broader range rather than just technical analysis. I mean, technical analysis is great and I stand by it. A lot of people will say 20% technical analysis, 80% fundamentals. I'm slightly different. I prefer my technicals over fundamentals, but adding these little fundamentals into your trading definitely does help. Okay, and if you believe that 80% of fundamentals is better than 20%, 80% technicals, then yeah, by all means, everyone's different. Okay, so there's no right or wrong way to go about it, but as far as you know about it, that's the main thing. Okay, so these little things adds to your trading game. I mean, there's other things like open interest, seasonality, but again, that's education for another time. And obviously, if you're interested in that, then you know where to find it. Okay, but little things like that, okay, it lets you know exactly what's going on in the world. Okay, so I'm invested into a lot of these kind of stocks. Like I'm waiting to get into right, see what exactly what that does. Okay, and then we've got kind of Canopy, another a cannabis company. Okay, again, if you know about cannabis companies and you're doing research, you know, I mean, they're legalized in Canada firstly, then it's spreading to a lot of American states. Okay, spreading. Okay, and if that's spreading and things become legal, these companies are going to see massive growth in their share prices. Okay, so another one, just kind of putting trades here and there, just feeling it out, seeing how it's going, just learning more and more about stocks and how they operate and what's backed behind it and timings. Yeah, so I'm still learning myself, but based off what I know and how we trade, it's literally the same on every single chart. It doesn't matter if I know too much about the stock. I just think, all right, what's happening? Where's the money? Where the institutions playing this game? All right, what's going to happen next? And that's it. That's what I need to know. And then I do a little background research behind that. And that's why, again, that's why I love the way we trade, because we just look at the charts and we already know what's going on. We know what the algorithm has planned. Okay. And then the hardest part is just being patient to let that happen and getting the right entry. Okay. So right now, in regards to Canopy, we could literally keep heading up from here. Okay. Talking about liquidity here. Okay. Talking about liquidity here before we went. So I'm just like, we could keep going up or we could potentially get a pullback, which is what I'll prefer, obviously. Okay. Obviously, you want to buy low, sell high, right? So you don't want to enter the middle of nowhere. I'd rather enter at a lower price. If we get that lower price, perfect. If not, I'm prepared to just keep buying up from here. Okay, so that's Canopy. And the other one, which I prefer, which is I believe is the right time. Okay, I don't know how you say Aurora. I think I'm saying it right. Aurora cannabis. Okay, so again, another one. Okay, we've since they got IPO'd in 2013, got IPO'd about $8 something, and then nothing happened for about 5 years, and then all of a sudden, started getting traction. Went up to about 147 per share, came back down to $50, then rallied up right nicely into that quarter level. Okay, 150. Okay, nice quarter point theory level right there, psychological level. And then it floats up again, and then for whatever reason, I still need to do research in regards to why this dropped so much from here. It dropped back down to basically the IPO price, and again we see institutional play in regards to this. So again, I don't know too much about this stock. I don't know too much about stocks in general, but using the same analogies, using the same kind of trading methods, we see when to get in and when to get out because we know what each candle means. And this is why, again, I love the way we trade. Okay, it's literally, it's magical when you actually start to apply it to all these charts and you see the same thing happening time and time again. So again, another one I'm looking at for big growth in regards to that. I mean, it's already at $10. Just imagine this was Bitcoin. if you saw Bitcoin again at $10, what would you do? I'm sure you'd be investing too. So I mean, I don't see how it could drop any lower than where it is right now. I mean, it might come to $5 or $4, maybe something like that. But there's a lot of space for cannabis companies to grow in the next couple of years, and clearly on the charts, there's a lot of space for it to go up as well. So this is what I'm saying. My medium-term goal would be to get to $50 or $60. Then past that, $90 would definitely be an interesting one. So yeah, these are just some little things. I thought, you know what, I haven't made a video for some time. I might as well give you a little bit more than I actually give you most times, and just kind of show you what I'm looking at. Again, I'm moving more back into swing trading. I mean, I've been doing intraday trading because I've got clients that make me look at charts, and then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what, this looks like a good setup, and then I should trade this as well. But I'm going back to focusing on my rule of literally like 70% gold, 10% Forex pairs, indices 10%, and then stocks. I'm kind of learning more about, so I'm going to dedicate 10% of my time to that as well. So yeah, it's been a very interesting one, understanding more about stocks and getting involved and just seeing how it works. And I mean, doing decent so far. Okay, it's nothing to get excited about. It's small profit, but small profit turns into big profit one day, right? We all have to start from somewhere. You can't start from the finish line, right? You have to start at the start line and then go to the finish line. So yeah, just want to share those things with you. And yeah, my apologies for not making a video for 2 to 3 weeks. But yeah, they'll be regular again soon once the market starts doing what I want it to do and looking at more intraday time frame trades, and then we'll go from there. So until next time, I hope you have a blessed week, blessed end to the year, and I hope you kill it. And 2020 has been one hell of a journey. So heading into 2021, I mean, they keep on talking about vaccines and stuff now. Again, you guys already know what I think about that, so I won't get into it. But maybe 2021 might be the year we go back to some kind of normality. And then, yeah, things go back to kind of normal. So until next time, wish you the best. Take care.